Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. We are back with another video. Today we will have a look on the 5 of the best mutual funds who has given more than 35% CAGR returns to its shareholders in the last 3 years. But before we start, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel and share with your friends and family. So the first company in our list is the Quantum Small Cap Fund Direct Planned Growth. So in 3 years the company has given more than 51.68% returns to its shareholders in a form of CAGR. So the company also have a 5-star rating, and the minimum SIP for this particular mutual fund is starting at 1000 rupees, and the fund size is of 2870 crores. So now let's have a look on the holdings of this company. So this mutual fund holds one of the best FMCG companies like ITC, like some of the banks, which includes RBL Banks, Punjab National Banks, Jindal Stainless Steel Limited, the IRB Infrastructure Developer Limited. You can just pause the video and have a look on the shareholdings in which they have just hold the company's shares. So now we will have a look on the important ratios of this mutual fund. So the P is around 16.12, the beta is around 0.94, and the alpha is around 21.18. The PB is around 1.75. So this is the overall holdings and the advanced ratios of this mutual fund. So now let's have a look on the investment of this mutual fund. So the company actually invests most of its money in equity. As compared to debt, it was 0, and in cash split it was around 1.7%. So now let's have a look on the in which sectors the company has actually invested its most of its money. So it was around consumer durability, it was around 20.2%, whereas in finance it was around 17.1%, in services it was around 10.8%, in construction it was around 10%, similarly with metals and mines it was around 10.1%, and chemicals around 8.5%, and health is around 6.5%. So now let's have a look on the pros and cons account of this company. So in pros, this mutual fund is actually has given better returns in a form of 1 year, 3 years and 5 years. And the second one is the high alpha, which is around 21.18, which we have already seen. So this fund has generated better returns as compared to the other mutual funds in a form of small cap. And the third one is the low expense ratio, which was around 0.62% on exit. And the fourth one is the consistently top ranking fund. So this company is actually listed in the best companies list. So this mutual fund is one of the best mutual fund, as it provides a better returns than any other mutual funds. Now we will have a look on the cons of this company, of this mutual fund. So in 10 years, the annualized returns of this particular mutual fund is around 2.31%. So this is the negative side about this particular mutual fund. Other than that, the 3 years, 5 years, and whereas the 1 year's return was very high. So now let's have a look on the second mutual fund in our list. So the second company is Quant Infrastructure Fund Direct Growth. So it was around 38.23% CAGR in the last 3 years. The company has given returns to its shareholders. This mutual fund is also having a ratings of 5 stars, and the minimum SIP amount is around 1000 rupees on Grow app, whereas the fund size was around 853 crores. So now let's have a look on the holdings of this company. So some of the holdings include Reliance Industries, where this mutual fund holds around 8.74%, the State Bank of India, which was around 8.38%, similar with Ambuja Cement, Adani Ports, and you can just pause the video and have a look on the other companies list. So now let's have a look on the advanced ratio of the particular mutual fund. So the PE is around 20.6, the beta is around 0.72, the alpha is around 18.86, and the PB is around 2.21. So now let's have a look on the investment of this particular mutual fund. So in equity, the mutual fund spend around 99.4%, whereas in cash the company has around 0.5%. So now let's have a look on the sector in which the company has invested most of its money. So in finance it was around 19.4%, in energy it was around 15.7%, in construction it was around 14.1%, and in services it was around 13.6%. So this is the overall second mutual fund in our list. So the third mutual fund in our list is Content Tax Plan Direct Growth. So in 3 years this mutual fund has given almost more than 37.35% annual returns to its shareholders in a form of CAGR. This mutual fund is also rated around 5 stars, and the minimum SIP is around 500 rupees for this mutual fund, and the fund size is around 2506 crores. So now let's have a look on the holdings of this company. So the most important companies include State Banks of India, ITC Limited, which holds around 8.55% each. The Ambuja Cement is holding around 7.72%. The Reliance Industry is around 6.81%. Similar with the other companies, you can just pause the video and have a look on the particular holdings of this mutual fund. So now let's have a look on the advanced ratios of this mutual fund. So the P is around 20.32, the beta is around 0.95, the alpha is around 18.09, whereas the PB is around 2.23. So now let's have a look on the investment list. So the company actually invests all of its money in a form of equity, which is around 99.8%. Whereas in sector wise, this mutual fund spend around 24.2% in finance. The consumer durability is around 16.7, which also include FMCG sector. The energy is around 12%. The construction is around 12.2%, and the services is around 11.8%. And the last one is the metal and mine, which having a holding around 5.5%. So this is the third mutual fund in our list. So now let's have a look on the pros and cons of this mutual fund. So in pros, this mutual fund is actually on the top ranking funds, and the returns for this particular mutual fund is higher as compared to the other in 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and also in 10 years. This mutual fund also has a high alpha, which is around 18.09, and this fund is also generated better returns than the Nifty 500 in the last 3 years. The exit load of this particular mutual fund is 0, and the last one is the lower expense ratio, which was around 0.57%. So now let's have a look on the cons of this mutual fund. So there is a lock-in period of around 3 years, which is a bad sign. So you can't borrow your money before 3 years. So this is the third mutual fund in our list. So now let's have a look on the fourth mutual fund in our list. So the fourth one is around ICICI Prudential mutual fund. So this mutual fund has given almost around 25.08% CAGR in the last 3 years, and the rating is around 4 stars. So the minimum SIP is around 100 rupees, and the fund size is around 2272 crores. So now let's have a look on the holdings of this particular mutual fund. So the main companies include NTPC, Lesson and Turbo Limited, Bharti Airtel Limited, so which having a holdings around 9.27, 8.72 and 6.38. So these three are the top holdings of this particular mutual fund. You can just pause the video and have a look on all the other companies in the list. So now let's have a look on the important ratios. So the P is around 10.89, the beta is around 0.91, the alpha is around 4.2, and the PB is around 1.68. So now let's have a look on the investment of this particular company. So the company invests 94% in equity and the rest 5% in a form of cash. So now let's have a look on the sector wise distribution. So the fund spend around 23.7%. In construction it was around 20.1%. In finance it was around 23.5%, and the capital is around 10.2%. You can just pause the video and have the look on the others too. So now let's have a look on the last company in our list. So the last mutual fund in our list is the Canara Robeco Small Cap Fund Direct Growth. So this mutual fund has given to its shareholders more than 34.46% annualized CAGR in the last 3 years, whereas this mutual fund ratings is around 5 stars, and the minimum SIP for this particular mutual fund is around 1000 rupees, whereas the fund size is around 4567 crores. So now let's have a look on the holdings of this particular mutual fund. So the main companies include City Union Bank Limited, which is having a holding around 2.64%. The Canara Ware Limited, which is having a holding around 2.33. Similar with KEI Industries, which having a holding around 2.03, and the Vigard Industry, which is around 1.94%. So now let's have a look on the important ratios. So the P is around 25.05, the beta is around 0.82, the alpha is around 13.73, and the PB is around 3.57. So now let's have a look on the investment of this particular mutual fund. So this mutual fund spend around 95% in equity, whereas the rest 4.9% in a form of cash. So in sector wise, the mutual funds having an investment in services, which was around 20.4%, followed by finance, which was around 19%, the construction, which is having around 12%, and the capital government, which is around 11.7%. With chemical it was around 11.2% and others is around 10.8%. So this is the fifth company in our list which is having a good returns to its shareholders. So now the summary. So these are the all the top 8 mutual funds in the last 3 years which has given more returns, more than 45% returns to its shareholders. You can just pause the video and have a look on the 3 years SIP returns, similar with fund category and also the ratings of this mutual fund. So thank you, and tell me in which company you are investing. So I would love to hear from you. So thank you so much for spending some time with us. We will back with another topic. Till then, bye and have a nice day. Bye bye.